huge round of applause for the young debaters.
A very good morning to all present here. This is Soham Razi, a student of grade 9 from my school, Drugmulla, Kupwara. Today I would like to speak against the motion that renewable energy is the only savior for a sustainable future. I respect the righteous ideas of renewable energy, but I stand against the motion. A sustainable future demands not just the plan, but the matter of factness. And the matter of factness tells us no single solution, not even renewable energy, can carry the entire burden alone. Starting with the staggering issue, solar and wind power are totally dependent on weather conditions. That makes them an unreliable source of constant energy. For example, if we talk about our Union Territory, Jammu and Kashmir, if we install a solar power plant here and another in Rajasthan, the present one in Jammu and Kashmir won't be as successful as it would be in Rajasthan because of the different climatic conditions at both regions. Storing a large amount of these renewables can be expensive and technologically challenging. Large-scale solar and wind farms require significant land, which can impact biodiversity and ecosystems. For example, if we talk about a solar power plant which is installed in Rajasthan, namely Bhadla Solar Power Plant, it just generates electricity for a single city, and it covers an area of about 56 square kilometers, nearly about 14,000 acres of land. Now think of it like this. How much land would we need to generate electricity for a nation as huge as India? Now, the current renewable technologies, they must not be able to meet the energy demands of global growing population. This renewable energy can be technologically expanded, and at the same time, it makes undeveloped countries dependent on developed countries. For example, if we talk about China, it generates for more than about 80% of the manufacturing of solar plants. And this, if we talk about the economic and the conditions of India and China, if they are disrupted by a small conflict, it can disrupt the whole supply chain for the solar panels. In the conclusion, I would prefer to say that sustainability is not just about energy, it's about ethical sourcing. Relying solely on renewables is like running a marathon on one leg. Renewable energy is a crucial piece of the puzzle, but not the only one. If we close our eyes to other solutions, we risk falling into a new trap. The future is not about extraction, it's about sourcing. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I, Momina Khalid Malik, a 10th grader from my new school, Drugmulla, Kupwara, stand firmly for the motion. Renewable energy is the only savior for a sustainable future. When our world is choking on its own fumes, when climate disasters are knocking on every single door, we must ask ourselves, what can truly save us? The answer shines brightly from the sun, flows through rivers and rides on the wind. What's it? The renewable energy. Let's begin with the global picture. Energy has always shaped politics and conflict. Fossil fuels have long been a cause of wars and political tension. For example, Gulf Wars, Russia-Ukraine gas disputes, and many more. On the other hand, renewable energy decentralizes power, literally and politically as well. If we talk about the sun or the wind, so no one owns them, right? Which makes them really peaceful resources. While wars are fought over oil, peace is powered by sunlight. But, the power of the renewables doesn't just stop at avoiding conflict. It transforms power dynamics entirely. Fossil fuel production is monopolized by a With solar panels on homes and wind turbines in villages, communities can become self-reliant. They can thrive. It empowers rural areas and underdeveloped nations as well to control their own energy destiny. For example, India's Saubhagya scheme brought solar energy to remote villages, thereby reducing the dependence on grid supply. And when disaster strikes, the difference between survival and collapse is not fossil fuels, it's resilience. If we talk about the renewable-based microgrids, so these microgrids are more disaster resilient. In 2017, Puerto Rico's central grid collapsed due to Hurricane Laura. But on the other hand, when we talk about those areas with solar microgrids, these areas and these microgrids can recover quicker. Climate change is increasing disasters day by day, where only resilient energy solutions have the potential to sustain us. Moreover, this transition to renewables isn't just an environmental shift. It's an economic revolution in the making. How? Basically, the renewable energy sector is labor intensive. According to IRENA, the renewables employed over 12 million people globally by 2023. These jobs are more widespread, from manufacturing to local installations. And when we connect the dots, the conclusion becomes crystal clear. The fossil fuel era has brought us to the brink of disaster. In contrast, renewables doesn't offer us just clean energy. It offers clean power, clean politics, clean economics, and a cleaner future. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Araf, and do not waste. Indeed, Allah does not love the wasteful. What could be more wasteful than burning a future meant to be sustained? In a polluted, warming world, renewables are not just our best hope, it's our only hope.
Well, this is my friend Namaz of grade 8, representing here MNS Drugmulla Kupwara, here at the central hub of our only University of Kashmir. Well, I think this competition here about this particular painting competition about the savior of the earth, and I think this competition is up to the mark. And one more thing that I thought, and also as you know that we should be conserving our earth from the pollution, from the human greed, and also we should not be wasting the paper here right now. And I will try my best in the competition to be the winner. Thank you.